These are the primary warship classes that make up the United States Navy fleet. Aircraft carriers. The nuclear-powered aircraft carrier is the largest warship in the world. Designated CVN, these vessels serve as mobile seaborne air bases designed to launch carrier-based aircraft against airborne, surface, subsurface, and shore targets. The U.S. Navy operates 11 carriers. 10 belong to the Nimitz class, which entered service between 1984 and 2009. One belongs to the newer Ford class. Each carrier stretches over 1,090 feet in length and displaces more than 100,000 tons at full load. The crew consists of over 3,000 sailors and 2,500 air personnel. A typical air wing includes 64 aircraft ranging from fighters to helicopters. The Ford class uses electromagnetic aircraft launch systems instead of steam catapults. This system accelerates aircraft more smoothly while reducing stress on airframes. The design goal is 160 sorties per day during routine operations and 270 during surge operations. On January 3, 2026, the USS Gerald R. Ford participated in a special operations mission off the coast of Venezuela. The carrier provided sustained intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance support, electronic warfare coordination, and rapid deployment of air assets. This marked the first real-world combat deployment of the Ford class. Guided missile cruisers. The Ticonderoga class guided missile cruiser is designated CG. 27 of these ships were built between 1983 and 1994. As of September 2025, 7 remain in active service. These cruisers were the first U.S. warships to feature the Aegis combat system. The heart of Aegis is the ANSPY-1 phased array radar mounted on the ship's superstructure. This radar can simultaneously scan for threats, track targets, and guide missiles to interception. Each cruiser displaces 9,600 tons and can exceed 30 knots. The ships carry 122 missile storage and launching tubes via 2 vertical launch systems. These missiles include Tomahawk cruise missiles, Standard Missile -2 and -6, surface-to-air missiles, evolved Sea Sparrow missiles, and anti-submarine rockets. The primary mission is multi-role warfare. Ticonderoga-class cruisers perform anti-air warfare, undersea warfare, naval surface fire support, and anti-surface warfare. They operate as part of carrier battle groups and amphibious assault groups. Due to high maintenance costs and the age of the fleet, the entire class is being progressively retired. The last vessels are scheduled for decommissioning in 2027. Guided missile destroyers. The Arleigh Burke class guided missile destroyer is designated DDG. This is the largest class of destroyers in U.S. Navy history, with over 70 ships built or under construction. The first ship was commissioned in 1991. These destroyers are multi-mission surface combatants capable of sustained performance in anti-air, anti-submarine, anti-surface, and strike operations. Each destroyer ranges from 505 to 509 feet in length, depending on the variant. Displacement ranges from 8,300 to 9,700 tons. 4 General Electric LM 2,500 gas turbines produce 100,000 total shaft horsepower. The ships can exceed 30 knots and have a cruising range of 4,400 nautical miles at 20 knots. The main gun is a 5-inch Mark 45 weapon that fires 16 to 20 rounds per minute with a range of 13 nautical miles. The vertical launch system holds 90 to 96 missile cells, depending on the variant. Arleigh Burke destroyers are produced in 4 distinct variants called flights. Flight 1 covers DDG 51 through 71. Flight 2 covers DDG 72 through 78. Flight 2, A covers DDG 79 through 124 and 127. Flight 3 begins with DDG 125 and continues from 128 onward. Flight 3 vessels feature the ANSPY-6 air and missile defense radar. As of 2023, 6 destroyers are equipped with the Optical Dazzling Interdictor Navy, a directed energy weapon that targets unmanned vehicles. If you're finding this helpful, consider subscribing. It helps the channel grow. Littoral combat ships. The littoral combat ship is designated LCS. Unlike previous Navy surface combatants designed for blue water operations, the LCS was built specifically for littoral warfare in near-shore environments. The design emphasizes speed, shallow draft, and reconfigurable mission modules. Two variants exist. The Freedom class uses a conventional monohull design with odd hull numbers starting with LCS-1. The Independence class uses a trimaran design with even hull numbers starting with LCS-2. What distinguishes this ship class is the modular mission package concept. The LCS seaframe can be outfitted with reconfigurable payloads called mission modules. These modules combine with crew detachments and aviation assets to become complete mission packages. The three primary missions are surface warfare, counter-mine warfare, and anti-submarine warfare. Each mission module can be changed out quickly. This allows a single ship to rapidly transition from hunting submarines to clearing mines to engaging fast surface craft based on operational requirements. Standard armament includes Mark 110 57mm guns and RIM 116 rolling airframe missiles. The ships also carry autonomous air, surface, and underwater vehicles. The Independence variant reportedly has better helicopter facilities and more internal space. The Freedom variant is better able to launch and recover boats in high seas. Frigates. The guided missile frigate is designated FFG. After retiring the last Oliver Hazard Perry-class frigates, the Navy initiated a program to design a new frigate class. The Constellation class was intended to fill the capability gap between the smaller littoral combat ship and the larger arleigh burke destroyers. The original program called for at least 20 ships. The USS Constellation was originally expected to enter service in 2026. However, the program faced significant delays and cost overruns. As of November 25, 2025, the first ship was approximately 12% complete. In November 2025, the Navy canceled the FFG-62 program. Only the first two ships already under construction will be finished. The Navy is restructuring its frigate acquisition by initiating a new program to procure a different class called FFX. This new design is based on the Coast Guard's national security cutter. The Constellation class specifications included a length of 151.8 meters, a beam of 19.81 meters, and a displacement of approximately 7,500 tons. The design featured combined diesel-electric and gas turbine propulsion. Range was 6,000 nautical miles at 16 knots, with a maximum speed exceeding 26 knots. The crew would accommodate more than 200 personnel with dual crew capability. The primary missions were anti-submarine warfare, surface warfare against fast attack craft, air defense for task forces, and escort duties for amphibious groups and logistics ships. Amphibious assault ships. The amphibious assault ship includes two designations. LHD stands for Landing Helicopter Dock. LHA stands for Landing Helicopter Assault. The current classes are the Wasp class and the America class. These ships transport elements of a Marine Expeditionary Unit or brigade with aircraft and surface connectors for amphibious assault operations. The Wasp class is 831 feet long with a 104-foot beam. Displacement is 40,500 long tons at full load. The America class is 844 feet long with a 106-foot beam. Displacement exceeds 44,000 tons. The ship's company consists of approximately 1,200 personnel. Each ship can transport up to 1,800 to 1,900 Marines. The well deck on Wasp-class ships measures 266 feet by 50 feet by 28 feet high. It can carry 3 landing craft air cushion, 12 landing craft, mechanized or 40 amphibious assault vehicles. A standard air combat element consists of 6 Harriers or 6 F-35B Lightning IIs, 4A, H-1W or Z attack helicopters, 12 Ospreys, 4 Super Stallions, and 3 or 4 UH-1Y utility helicopters. The ships can reach speeds of 22 knots with a range of 9,500 nautical miles at 18 knots. The USS America represents a significant departure from the Wasp class. USS America is the first ship in its class built without a well deck. Instead, it features a larger hangar and aviation storage area. This design focuses on purely aviation-related capacity rather than traditional amphibious landing craft operations. The ships support humanitarian and disaster relief operations, non-combatant evacuation operations, amphibious raids, and airfield or port seizures. 8 Wasp-class ships remain active as workhorses of the amphibious fleet. Dock landing ships. The dock landing ship is designated LSD. This amphibious warfare ship features a well deck to transport and launch landing craft and amphibious vehicles onto hostile shores. In the U.S. Navy, 2 related groups of vessels are in service. The Whidbey Island class and the Harper's Ferry class primarily transport and launch landing craft air cushion, operate helicopters, and carry Marines. The Whidbey Island class was designed specifically for LCAC operations. Each ship features a 440-foot well deck, capable of holding 4 LCACs. This represents the largest capacity for these landing craft of any U.S. Navy amphibious platform. The flight deck can land and launch up to 2 CH-53E helicopters. Troop berthing accommodations support up to 627 embarked Marines. The ships include advanced diesel propulsion and engineering technology, repair facilities, and complete medical and dental facilities. The operational concept involves flooding the well deck. The ship partially submerges its stern, so landing craft can float out directly from inside the ship. This provides protected launching in rough seas. The LSD also provides docking and repair services for LCACs and conventional landing craft. These ships support amphibious operations, including landings via hovercraft, conventional landing craft, and helicopters. They transport and launch amphibious craft and vehicles with their crews and embarked personnel in amphibious assault operations. Both the Whidbey Island and Harper's Ferry classes remain in active service. Attack submarines. The nuclear-powered attack submarine is designated SSN. The current class is the Virginia class, which began with SSN 774. The first boat was commissioned in 2004. These submarines are designed to seek and destroy enemy submarines and surface ships, project power ashore with Tomahawk cruise missiles, carry out intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance missions, support battle group operations, and conduct mine warfare. The baseline Virginia-class design is 377 feet long with a 34-foot beam and a submerged displacement of 7,800 tons. Block 5 submarines feature increased length to 460 feet and displacement to 10,200 tons. Each submarine uses 1 nuclear reactor powering 1 shaft. Speed exceeds 25 knots submerged. The crew consists of 132 personnel. 15 are officers and 117 are enlisted. Armament includes 12 vertical launch system tubes and 4 torpedo tubes. The submarines can launch Mark 48 torpedoes, UGM-109 tactical Tomahawk missiles, Harpoon missiles, and advanced mobile mines. Block 5 boats include the Virginia Payload Module. This module contains 4 large diameter tubes that can accommodate 7 Tomahawk cruise missiles each. This increases the total number of torpedo-sized weapons from about 37 to about 65. That represents a 76% increase. Virginia-class submarines feature photonics masts with digital cameras instead of traditional periscopes. The BQQ-10 sonar suite includes a bow-mounted spherical array, flank arrays, and a towed array for comprehensive underwater detection. These systems can detect and track enemy vessels at significant ranges while maintaining the submarine's stealth. The reconfigurable torpedo room can accommodate large numbers of special operations forces and equipment for prolonged deployments. The class also has a large lock-in lockout chamber for divers. Ballistic missile submarines. The ballistic missile submarine is designated SSBN. These vessels are informally called boomers. SSBNs form one leg of the U.S. Strategic Nuclear Deterrent Force, or Triad. The other 2 legs are land-based intercontinental ballistic missiles and land-based long-range bombers. The Navy currently operates 14 Ohio-class SSBNs. These boats are commonly called Trident SSBNs Because they carry Trident D-5 submarine-launched ballistic missiles. The submarines were procured in fiscal year 1977 through 1991 and entered service between 1984 and 1997. SSBNs carry 70% of the U.S. operational nuclear deterrent arsenal. They are the most survivable leg of the nuclear triad. Each Ohio-class submarine is 560 feet long with a 42-foot beam. The boats were originally designed to each carry 24 SLBMs. 4 SLBM launch tubes on each boat were later deactivated, reducing the number to 20 missiles per submarine. The submarines were originally designed for 30-year service lives, but were later certified for 42-year service lives. SSBNs operate on continuous patrol cycles. They remain submerged and undetected for months at a time. This ensures that even if land-based nuclear forces were destroyed in a first strike, the United States retains devastating second strike capability. The Columbia-class will replace the Ohio-class SSBNs. The program's goal is to design and build 12 new ballistic missile submarines. Navy officials have stated consistently since September 2013 that the Columbia-class program is the Navy's top priority program. Columbia-class submarines will carry 16 Trident II D-5 submarine-launched ballistic missiles instead of 24 on Ohio-class boats. Each submarine will have an expected 42-year service life, including 124 deterrent patrols. The nuclear fuel core will power the submarine for its entire expected service life without requiring midlife nuclear refueling. The lead boat, USS District of Columbia, SSBN 826, will be delivered in October 2027. Starting in 2031, the Navy plans to replace each retiring Ohio-class boat with a new Columbia-class SSBN submarine. Guided missile submarines. The guided missile submarine is designated SSGN. During the period 2002 through 2008, the U.S. Navy converted its 4 oldest Ohio-class ballistic missile submarines to guided missile submarines. The USS Ohio, USS Michigan, USS Florida, and USS Georgia were transformed into clandestine strike platforms. Each SSGN is capable of carrying up to 154 Tomahawk land attack cruise missiles. This makes them the most heavily armed submarines in the world. The missiles are loaded in 7-shot, multiple all-up round canisters in up to 22 modified missile tubes. The conversion modified 22 of the 24 original Trident missile tubes. The 2 forward-most missile tubes were permanently converted to lockout chambers. These chambers allow clandestine insertion and retrieval of Special Operations Forces personnel. Each lockout chamber can accommodate a dry deck shelter. The SSGNs have the capacity to host up to 66 Special Operations Forces personnel at a time. During conversion, each SSGN received the common submarine radio room and 2 high data rate antennas. This significantly enhanced communication capabilities. Each SSGN can serve as a forward-deployed, clandestine small combatant joint command center. The cost to refit the 4 boats was around $1 billion per vessel. The conversions were completed between 2006 and 2008. The SSGN conversion transformed ballistic missile submarines into the most heavily armed conventional strike platforms in naval history. A single SSGN can launch 154 precision-guided cruise missiles while simultaneously supporting special operations missions. All 4 SSGNs actively serve as of 2026. Thanks for watching. Now that you understand the primary warship classes of the U.S. Navy, which ship class do you think is most critical to American naval power? Let me know in the comments. Also, be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed.